very much, Coach Hewitt. Congratulations. Another solid effort, a little better than even Wednesday night, I thought.
Thought so, especially in the first half. Moved the ball really well again, and I only had 3 turnovers. And I still believe that we're a very good shooting basketball team. And move the ball and take good shots. We're going to make a high percentage as we did in the first half.
I think we learned a little bit more tonight about the depth of your basketball team and the role certain guys are going to play. Daniel Miller's instincts are one thing that just continue to stick out, Paul, though, in these contests.
Yeah, he's got a great feel for the game, and he's got a couple things he's got to work on. But I like where he is right now. He and Cam and Nate, they've got to do a better job of snaring more boards, especially on the defensive boards. But you can see that both Nate and Daniel and Cam are outstanding passes, and like you said, Daniel has a very good feel for the game.
All right, what part of this ball game tonight catch your eye the most? Which part jumps off the page and says, okay, we did this better tonight than we did Wednesday night? Because I'm getting the impression now it's going to be game to game, week to week kind of stuff as we move forward.
Well, you got to remember you're asking that question of a coach.
I know, but do your best.
Again, I thought we moved the ball well in the
right.
first half. I thought in the second half we became very indecisive on offense. Mm-hmm. Certainly had those 2 putbacks around the rim. Jason and Daniel got to finish those. You got to understand that's part of the business. You got somebody down, you finish them. And we had that stretch. I think you said we had 12 possessions with a turnover or a shot.
Yeah.
A turnover or a missed shot. So that's the only thing that we got to make sure that we kind of stick to business and then just finish the task.
10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists for Glenn Rice. Amon gives you 7 rebounds. Brian Oliver gives you 7 rebounds. That's 20 with 3 guys, but still you got to have more from the
Yeah,
interior.
well, that's where it's got to happen. I mean, Glenn Rice and Iman, as you mentioned, are going to be guys that can get rebounds for us. Cam, Daniel, and Nate got to do their part. Brian Oliver has really stuck his nose in there, and one of the things I see in Nate Hicks is he's not afraid to stick his face in there. He's going to go in there in the traffic, and not one of those guys that's flinching when elbows start flying. He'll go get the ball. He's probably a few pounds away and a little bit of strength away from being a really good basketball player for this program.
A year ago, we would have never seen Mufon Udofia and Mo Miller together. Mm-hmm. We're seeing them together here. Maybe are we seeing them more than you anticipated, as much, or is there something there?
No, I think there's something there, and I love the floor game that Mufon played. People are going to look at the stat sheet, said he had no assists,
right.
But he had a lot of what we call hockey assists, where he made the pass that led to the pass that scored the basket. In hockey, they count the last 2 passes. So I told him tonight, I said, he did a very nice job defensively. He ran the floor very well. He ran our offense very, very well, and didn't try to make the home run pass. Made the passes that led to easy buckets for us.
Okay, 4 games in the span of 8 days. How important now is the next 8 days, or 7 days, I guess, leading up to Texas El Paso next Friday?
Well, first of all, we got to get some rest. I mean, the guys in there, their knees are a little sore right now. I think they've learned a lot coming out of this week that when we move the basketball and take good shots, we're going to be a good team. So, the next couple of days, get their bodies rested, and we're going to have 3 difficult days of practice, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before we have a light one and get ready for El Paso on Friday night.
Several teachable moments out of the tape from these 4 games?
No question. I mean, and, as I mentioned the other night, we're not going to forget about Monday. Monday's got to be in our minds, and we got to understand that our margin for error is not as big as some of the teams we're going to play. But when we move the basketball, we don't have to worry about the margin for error. Very quickly, that margin for error. I think you were 4 of 20 from 3 tonight. We talked about threes earlier in the ballgame. 4, 7 coming in. I mean, is there a magic number as you move forward here? As long as we take good ones. I thought in the second half, instead of getting the inside-out variety like we were getting in the first half, we started just reversing the ball around the perimeter and launching, especially from the deep corner. And if it's Brian Oliver taking, I'm not going to mind it so much because I've got a lot of confidence in shooting the basketball. So as long as we're taking the right ones, Wes, with this team, I don't care if we take 20, 25, as long as we're taking the right ones. You feel for Joe Mahalik a little bit, doesn't have his best player on the floor, and yet they competed hard, it looked like. I told our kids, I've known Joe for a long time, and his teams are going to fight and they're going to compete. And, you look up there in the second half, all of a sudden they're starting to inch back in the game with about 6 minutes to go. And, just all it would take is a couple of threes and a turnover. Next thing you know, they're right there. So we talked about how they were going to scrap, and, he's a good friend, and I think he's a very good basketball coach. That's why he's been at it for such a long time. You guys match your intensity, though, which is good to see, too. Definitely. All right, Coach. Thanks. Congratulations. Thanks, Wes. That's Paul.